Today we're doing 4-mask horrific vision. This is your first time. Go over to an altar that you've already unlocked, put on the faceless mask, come over here and you can see the debuff, mouse over it and it says Mask of the Burning Bridge, and it tells you what it does. This one just drops puddles behind you, so when you're running solo it's really easy to avoid, so it's probably one of the easiest ones. Another very easy one, Dark Imagination. When you're below 50% sanity, one extra mob appears every now and then. You have to be careful with this, because if you're very low sanity, it might spawn on you and put you in combo when you're trying to place an orb, but otherwise it's pretty easy to avoid. This one's going to be Daredevil. Daredevil says increases sanity damage from creatures by 400%. So basically, if you don't avoid stuff that drains sanity, it's going to be draining a lot more sanity. So if you have really high latency or you're just really bad at dodging animations, this may not be an easy one for you, but if you're a very mobile class with good ping, this should be a non-issue. And the last one we're going to do is Mask of the Pains. Mask of the Pains, arguably one of the toughest, if not the toughest. Renders the wearer prone to additional simultaneous menaces, So what this means is, as we're running through, every zone is going to have two effects, so like hot feet for example, and bugs. The last one, which we're not doing for a 4-mask, is Longest Night. Put over here, you can see Longest Night does reduced maximum sanity by 50%. This basically just means you have half the time to do the run-in. It can be stressful, so we're just going to take that one off. You see the sanity jumps back up. I have all the researches already unlocked.
Is there something you wish to discuss?
And 4 masks? Yeah, let's do it.
The Black Dragon.
I don't bother with any food buffs or anything like that. If you're struggling with damage, it's a good thing to have them, but it's very not necessary if you have high damage and you know what you're doing. Full plunge. Come here to start it off. Alright, purple. Liquid is the bad one. So we're just going to avoid all purples and kill or drink every other potion you come across. You see Naros in here? There's a 50-50 chance that he'll be in here. Kill him, you get an extra buff for the rest of the thing, so it's a good idea to start with him. See these little blue swirly things on them? Step in them, do way more damage.
I can't attack that target.
Red is not purple.
Champions, we've been needing your help. Just in time. The dragon sisters in the Valley of Spirit be in danger. We got to put that one first.
It's too far away.
First guy, you kind of want to tank him against the wall so you can easily dodge the surging fist. He doesn't go anywhere. And you just kind of run around in circles.
Those corrupted totems be driving our shaman mad. Whispers from the vault. We need to destroy them all.
While we're going through this, we're going to want to also look for odd crystals. I have a little macro here. It's just simply location of all the waypoints that have them all. There's going to be 2 in every zone for a total of 10 possible. You also see Blembus here. He's one of the other random spawns that get a buff. There's only 2 that spawn in every vision, so as soon as we kill him, we'll have all of our maximum buffs. One of the locations of the odd crystals is like right here. Oh, yep, there it is. Odd crystal.
I can't attack that target.
Another location of odd crystal is right up here. And got lucky. 2 for 2 for this zone. Make sure as you're going through, every time you see a vial, drink it. They all give various buffs, some better than others. If you actually want to take the time to figure out which does which, you can, but it doesn't take too much time. You can actually drink them while mounted without dismounting as well. As long as you don't drink the purple one on this run, you should be good. So right in here is the location of one of the crystals. It's not there now because we already got the 2 for this area. But if you hadn't gotten one of those previous 2, then it would be there, and the other one would be right inside here, on like one of the sides of the door. That wasn't good. Fire gets pretty annoying, but just don't let it stress you out, and it'll be fine. One wing down, and we still have 940 sanity.
The poor son of Durotan must die! The blood of the Maghar is on his hand! The Maghar refused to drink the blood of N'Zoth, and were slaughtered for their defiance. Their spirits demand vengeance!
Black is the one that gives us sanity. Alright. So, spawn locations for crystals are, again, there's 4 for each one of these areas. The first one's there. The second one's in this one. Nope, we don't see any crystals, so we head back out. One of the madnesses for this area this time is the leaden foot, where while in combat you keep slowing down. You'll notice that I'm only doing 1 pack at a time instead of big pulls, because when you try to move around you just keep getting slow and slow, and it makes it more difficult. So you just do 1, and then you stand still as long as you need to, and then you only move when you have to, and it's practically not an issue. Black is going to give us sanity. Third spot, right up here. Here we go. And the fourth and final spot is going to be right here. We already got the 2, so obviously there's nothing here. So this guy's pretty easy. You just watch his cast bar, and as soon as he starts casting, you move. Purple's bad.
Slay that monstrosity in the name of the Maghar!
So I'm going to list on this guy just to make it easier. But he's not too bad, especially if you're melee. Just wait for him to start casting, and then move. If you're melee, you want to be in real close to him, because when he puts up the circles, or the ring right there, you can be on the inside of it and it won't hit you. And as I was talking, I completely forgot to lust, so as you can see, it's definitely not needed. But it will be back up again by the time we get to Rexar, so if damage is something you struggle with, definitely want to lust on there. And we already looted as we were going, so we're done with here. And 2 wings down, still haven't used any orbs. We still never dropped below 50% sanity, so as you can tell, if you were to do this on a 5 mask, we would be exactly in the same spot. The only thing I really change for the 5 masks is I sometimes skip like killing everything and looting all the chests, and I just go back at the end if I have extra time. While we're here, we might as well check to see if there's a crystal. There it is. Other crystal could be in the bank. In this starting area, there's only 3 spawn locations. There we go. Right. So now we should have 6 crystals. If the guy in the blacksmith area wasn't there, then the other buff guy would be Gammon here in the inn. and you just go through the inn and you see him up there. Obviously, he's not there because we already killed the blacksmith. Final area for the crystal, if we hadn't gotten already, was going to be right there. This guy is just always annoying, especially if you're melee.
I need to get closer.
Kind of want to just always run around him in circles as much as you can, because that purple circle he puts down is huge and goes off really fast. And then the knockback you just have to deal with. So if we hadn't already gotten all of the buff bots, there would be an arch here. And let's grab an odd crystal. Oh right, we forgot Gammon. Or Gamora, excuse me. Garona, whatever. The dumb lady who doesn't get up on her own, despite almost doing it on her own. Sure, lady.
There's a teleporter on. See if there's anyone here. Another casualty. Let's move along.
Right, we're just checking all the buildings for odd crystals or for boxes. I see a nope, purple. Nope.
need to get closer.
Nothing.
This isn't good.
So this guy's a pain, but if you can run around him in circles when he starts channeling his ability that does knockback, then you can technically stay ahead of him. So you just start running around. Probably need a speed mobility move.
I need to get closer.
Okay, there's our second on crystal. Should put us at 8 crystals.
We should be safe now, champion. Remain wary. Thrall's forces are everywhere.
Meet before Nasat's endless army, and it is time to face.
These swarm leaders can jump on you and stun you, so it's kind of annoying, so you don't want to pull too big, unless you're really confident. And you never want to pull the swarm leader with the big elite in the next room, because if you do, he will bulk the elite, and it'll do way more damage. I'll skip to all the crystals. There we go. Second possible crystal for this area is under the bridge. Which, oh, yeah, speak of the devil, there it is.
I need to get closer.
This is the third crystal location. You may notice I'm skipping the mailboxes. That's because they don't actually give spooky coins. All they give is the chance for the mounts, which I already have, so once you have the mounts, there's no point opening mailboxes. But as you can tell by our sanity and the fact that we still have 3 orbs, if you don't have the pet, by all means, open the mailbox, kill the thing that spawns. Ooh, that was unexpected.
It's too far away.
This is the last location for the crystals in this area. So I'm pretty sure that killed me, which procced my cheat death, which put me at 50% sanity. So we're just going to drop an orb. Put it right here in the doorway. And then we're just going to pull. I find this guy actually way tougher than Thrall, so I'm just going to meta here. And piece of cake. Clicked everything as we went, so we're ready to leave. At this point in time, if you have previously skipped stuff, you can go around and gather them now. Once you are done, you're going to turn in your odd crystals to this guy. Talk to him. Hey, I found 10 crystals. If you missed any, it would tell you how many you did collect. Then you can go, if you knew what you missed and you had time, you could go back and get it, or you could just say screw it and take what you got. There's no reason not to, because you don't get anything extra for having extra orbs. You might as well just start with an orb. Kind of want to try to face him towards the wall, and when he starts casting Defile the Ground, sidestep.
I need to get closer.
Again, always step in these black circles whenever you can. Oh no, my sanity. What will I do?
Attack that target.
Vision exploration concluded. Initiating exit protocol.
And there you have it. Very easy. 4 masks.
A grim fate.
Again, if you're going to do this with 5, it's basically the exact same thing.
Knowledge that should it ever come to pass.
You just sometimes feel more pressure, even though you saw, like, we never really dropped below 50% sanity. You just have to make sure that if you're doing it on 5 masks, when you get to low sanity, you don't panic. Alright, and that's it. Thanks for watching.